this crowd. Holy smokes.
Is it on right now? Fantastic. What's the name of the promotion again?
Southern Honor Wrestling, SHW.
Southern
Honor?
That's the worst name I've ever heard. Who thought of that? No, I'm asking you, who thought of that name?
I'm Barb.
Hey, Barb.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
You must be Dylan? Dylan.
I've known Dylan since he was 15. I originally got involved with him because his mother wrote me a letter and wanted to see if I would help him. And I did. And we became close. I've known what a crazy fanatic he's been. Back in the day, he just wanted to meet wrestlers, be around it, be a part of it. And I remember bringing him to ECW Arena. I was doing a signing there, and he was so excited. And he's going like, give me a diamond cutter, give me a diamond cutter, give me a diamond cutter. I'm like, no, come on, come on. And then I just grabbed him, and I took him, and he took a perfect bump. And he just did it instinctively.
In a few hours, wrestling fans will pack the Lewistown Armory to watch their favorite performers who are living their dream. One of those is Lewistown native Dylan Frymyer, who also goes by Bulldog James Dillon.
I like Dylan, and I don't like a lot of people, but I like Dylan because he understands that telling a wrestling story isn't necessarily about just what happens in between the ropes.
What I enjoy most is talking wrestling with Dylan because he's got such a good mind. Sometimes every year, like when it comes to the big pay-per-views, WrestleMania and stuff, we'll sit there and say, well, what do you think's gonna happen? And 9 times out of 10, he calls the finishes.
He never just went and played. He would be silent for 2 hours and I'd go down and there'd be all these groups of wrestlers. So what are you doing? Well, I gotta plan the show first. So he had to write the storylines. Everybody had a storyline and everybody had what they were gonna do, and then he would play for 3 hours.
His love for wrestling reminds me of whenever I was much younger when it hit me. Can't get enough, willing to do anything and everything.
If you've seen a special, memorable video package on AEW, there is a really good chance that Dylan made it. Because he's a fan who's in a situation where he's also a performer, where he's also a professional, he's also in the industry, but he has never left that fan identity, which is so important.
He wants to be the guy shaping it. He wants to be the guy finding that new talent and presenting it for the fans. He just took it to a whole different level.
Since I was 3 years old, all I've ever wanted to do was be a professional wrestler. It was my drug. I've gotten through parents' divorces, bullying through school. When you're inside the ring or watching professional wrestling, nothing else matters.
He's an idiot savant of pro wrestling. I would always make fun that he didn't know anything from anything, but when it came to wrestling, when it came to psychology, when it came to booking, he knew it inside and out.
Me and Garrett love pro wrestling, but I feel like Dylan would die if he didn't have professional wrestling.
Oh my God!
Dylan used to run shows back in his hometown, and ever since he moved to Atlanta, I know that he's been really wanting to start his own company here.
I was still running shows up in Pennsylvania, but I wasn't doing it as often because it was really hard to do. And I've always kind of wanted to run shows, but the big city, Atlanta, there's so much to do here. And I had that fear of not drawing or making my money back or really just not being what's interesting in Atlanta. Years later, Rich Ward hit me up and said, hey, this guy wants professional wrestling in his building.
Southern Honor Wrestling, I'm telling you, hold your fort.
I grew up consumed with wrestling. My mom's got pictures of me and my brothers in our underoos and our knee-high socks acting like we're wrestlers. TBS at 6:05 on Saturday nights, and then suddenly my now 9-year-old at that time, 6.5, 7-year-old son got into wrestling. But I started taking him to a local wrestling show, and there was people in the ring that looked no better than me, and it was the most embarrassing thing I'd ever seen. Month after month after month we went back. They lost their building. I offered up our building, and they ran the same shit show they'd been running across town. Told my wife, I said, I cannot watch this show anymore. And she looked at me and she said, what are you gonna do? Luke loves it. It's the highlight of his month, going to that show. And I said, I'm gonna start my own wrestling promotion.
So Gary Lamb and I met about 8 years ago, and he obviously knew I was in Fozzy and that I was connected to the wrestling business, but he didn't know exactly how connected I was to the wrestling business.
And he said, man, you need to meet this guy named Dylan. He works with DDP, he's a wrestler, he's a video guy, and actually he's been talking about starting a wrestling promotion here in Georgia.
You need to get in a room with this guy, and you guys can have a wrestling promotion. And I think that was basically the genesis of Southern Honor Wrestling.
He's the one who put us together.
I know.
We get all the heat for it.
That brought us all together here today.
I want to consider myself the Gandhi of independent wrestling. Yeah, I bring people together, like the Dalai Lama.
The first time I met Gary Lamb, he invited me to the Action Building, which had a wrestling show in it, kind of just to show me how bad it was. I could feel the fire from the heat I was getting walking around that building, because that company knew that they were no longer going to be in that building soon.
All right, quiet and action.
Never before has a wrestling promotion so quickly changed the game. We haven't even had our first event yet, and we're already to talk of locker rooms. We're already to talk of wrestling schools. We're already to talk of backstage. Because at the end of the day, wrestling had grown stale in Georgia.
Gary?
He is the asshole with a heart of gold.
Everybody has their own first experience with Gary. One of mine was before I went out through the curtain, he tells me, don't suck. And that's something that's always stuck with me every time I go out, anywhere.
He's very brash, he's very loud, very in your face.
So we're gonna start calling the matches straight. Alan Angels won the match. Announce Alan Angels as the winner, or go back to Macon.
He's the outspoken one. He's the one that had the arrogance behind his promos. And I think it's kind of what they needed.
I keep on hearing the name Gary Lamb. Man, some of the stuff, I mean, talking smack about this shit show across town and these shit birds across town. And I'm like, dude, this guy's ruffling everybody's feathers here in the state of Georgia, you know?
Who's this preacher that thinks he knows wrestling, da-da-da? Anytime someone comes with something different and new, it's always your instinct is to hate on that person.
As a partner, I'm like, all right. I mean, I totally 100% always supported Gary. I was always on Gary's team.
This guy's coming on scene, I mean, throwing weight around that he really don't even have yet, throwing a promotion around that nobody knows a damn thing about, and he's talking like he's gonna take over the state.
I am a shit stirrer. I've always been that person. I've always been the person that has the personality that's me against the world. I've never been the guy with unlimited financial resources. I've never been the best looking guy that could just walk in and get the girl. I've always had to have a chip on my shoulder.
Gary Lamb, much like a traditional wrestling heel, is willing to do anything it takes to make it to the top. And there's admiration for that. Again, you have to understand where he's coming from, and then you also have to not let yourself get worked.
There are some things that he's going to say that he does with the full intention of offending you.
Once he gets an idea in his mind, you're gonna have to fight him really hard to get him off of that mountain.
I don't think Gary has a box. I know he has no filter, so him being involved with it brought this unpredictability about it, which is what wrestling needs.
Gary came out, had no idea who he was, came out right away and just basically stuck a knife, not in the back of everyone, but right in the front. Something totally not heard of in this modern Georgia wrestling.
I think they rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And part of that was out of fear from the other promoters and promotions. Part of it was the way Gary acted. I personally know this because I was in the other promotion that ran across town.
Nobody had ever come to Georgia wrestling and didn't give a shit about the way things had always been. I knew the quickest and the easiest way to get buzz was to come in, stirring the pot, and going after the establishment, especially since the establishment wasn't delivering on what wrestling could be in Georgia.
So we were gonna plan on January 2019.
Dylan learned that I'm impatient, and without Dylan's permission, I announced that we were gonna start a promotion 90 days later.
I had this vision of what I wanted Southern Honor to be, and I knew that I had no content. You know, the first thing we did was we set up a ring here at the DDP Yoga Performance Center.
to do like the promo work and to do like press package to show people what this is gonna be like.
At first I didn't think anything of it because at the time there were so many people that were hitting us all up and saying, hey, we're starting a new promotion, and nothing ever came from it.
Then when we got to DDP Studio and we saw the setup and the lights and the professional cameras and all that stuff, it was super exciting to see.
So your head was like this, and you turned back around and looked. Okay. You kind of like flip your hair, go here like this. Okay. And then just like look at the camera, like don't move your head so much. By us taking the initiative to do those kinds of things, and it started to click with some people, oh, this might be something cool.
But I did have this idea of where like the camera is like moving and he's like being annoying and like getting in the shot, and then the camera will move another way and he'll like, no, you're looking at me, kind of like. So I thought that'd be cool.
And it was starting to look really professional.
They can label me, but I rip those labels off. I decide who I will become and no one else.
And when he told me he was going to do his own promotion, I didn't really think that much of it. But then I started to see all the things that he was doing with all the people, getting Nathan involved.
And Nathan I don't know very well, but everything I've ever asked him to do, he's been great about. And a lot of the legends in the business randomly know and like Nathan. He's like a weird guy who combines everybody. No one dislikes Nathan.
It's like we have this one big gang, and whenever one person needs the other, it's just a phone call away.
We're very excited about the debut of Southern Honor Wrestling. It's coming up very soon, and it's going to be huge. It's huge, taking place not just in Georgia, Atlanta, and Canton, worldwide. This is going to be a huge new sensation in independent wrestling.
I remember that first show in October was super nerve-wracking. Gary had stirred up so much shit, and there was a lot of people that said we weren't gonna make it. There was 1,000,000 pounds on our backs. You don't know how many people are gonna show up, especially that first show. It could be 10 people out there. So the nerves were definitely settling in. It was the first time Gary and I were trusting each other at our jobs, and we're really good at staying in our lane. Dylan worried about the production and the wrestling. Gary worried about getting asses in the seats. We were gonna be the laughing stock of the entire city if we didn't deliver.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I remember when that intro video played and the whole place is yelling SHW, and there's hundreds of people in there.
To be in that building for the first time and to see how big it was and to see how we were able to pack it, that was pretty cool.
We'll look at each other and we'll just go like this, because it's just, there's so many goosebump moments.
We had the entrance videos, we had the music, timing.
Everybody knows that before my match, I do my intro. I cleared it with the sound people, I cleared it with Dylan, I cleared it with Gary. Everybody knew, we were all on the same page. As soon as I started, they played Jordan's music. And so if you look at the footage, you can see me kind of flipping out. That's real. I'm like legit upset. Cursing out there, I'm like, what are we doing? We had this planned. Why did you cut me off?
You were going long, kid.
Oh my God! Oh my God! It's great to be part of a new promotion. I quote the Raven. Nevermore! Look at that, jump up! He jumped up, oh my goodness! Oh my God!
I just showed up and I didn't even tell him I was coming.
No way! No way! Holy shit! Way. Holy shit! You gotta be DDP! You gotta be DDP is in the building! No DDP is in the building! Wow!
Just to go out there to support him because it was a really big deal to him. And they drew a pretty good house.
Let's hear it for all those guys in the back!
For Dallas to support me, and I can truly know that he has my back, it was really special, and it was just kind of the cherry. It was kind of just the cherry on top for the night, because it wasn't a perfect night, but it was a special night that I'll never forget.
Plus my boys worked so hard to put this show on for you. SHW. What's it called? SHW. What? SHW. What? SHW. Seeing him go from just being another clown on the show to being someone that is creating the complete show and demanding a lot from the people. Dylan does it with love. That I respect.
On our first night, the easiest story to tell was that underdog story and Kevin Ryan walking out the Southern Honor champion against all odds.
450! 450! No way! What? Are you kidding me? We just saw the first ever SHW champion crowned.
It was just a really special night. I didn't realize how much of a moment it was to me.
And everybody tried to discredit it, but we knew there was 274 people here. We blew the roof off the place. So the first show lived up to every expectation, and it let people know there was new kings in the state. And if you wanted to hang with what Southern Honor was doing, you had to step up your game because we weren't going to slow down.
Oh, that's huge. Dylan freaking probably still jerking off.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was happy for him. Yeah. He was super calm. You know, I was proud of him.
Whenever Dylan approached me about Southern Honor Wrestling starting up, he had this idea, man. He had it laid out.
My perception of professional wrestling is the bright lights, the music videos, the larger-than-life superstars.
You know, he was talking about the video packages and, you know, the cool setup and stuff back then. And man, this was years ago. Just seeing that evolve, like, I was really impressed, man. Like, perception's reality.
The quality of the footage and everything of Southern Honor looks like a television show that could be broadcasted on a regular channel.
It's just like seeing something really shiny and cool and just going towards that. Like, everyone else just saw it and they just asked about it all the time. How do we get on Southern Honor? How do we get to get cool videos edited for us?
I'm always showing my family, and when I show them material from Southern Honor, they're always impressed. Okay, Ra, you said you wanted to wrestle. You're doing it now. Like, you're actually doing it. Like, it's a real thing.
When you look at the building that is literally falling apart from the outside, you're not impressed. But then you walk through those doors and you see 500 chairs set up, and you see the lights, and you see the video, and you see the sound system, and you see the ring, and you see what goes on inside the action building. I love the look on their face, the surprised look on their face of, holy shit, I never expected this. This is going to be special.
Well, as far as comparing with other indies, I don't think there was a comparison. The building that they use is just, to me, old school. The fans were old school because he's educated these fans to love wrestling, to have that passion.
I was telling my friends about it and they kind of gave me an odd look because every time they come up, I always mention them. I always share everything. I just love it.
No way, no way! Oh!
Kevin Ryan, Logan Creed going out there killing it. We just had a talent roster that nobody at the time could match, I thought.
At first I was like, this is gonna be really boring. And then like I saw like the first person get like smacked. And I was like, oh, hang on, like that was cool. It was cool, it was very cool.
Independent wrestling at the highest form, the highest level of athlete, the highest level of production, the highest level of fans, and the highest level of building. It's the total package for independent wrestling.
I think it was the third Southern Honor show, Sunny Days and Kevin Ryan for the title in a tables match.
First 3 seconds, the bell rings and the referee goes through a table and the place just exploded.
Oh, he just kicked it. No! Oh, the ref goes through a table! He just had it right there on the ring apron. Oh! Spear through the rope!
My buddy Nathan, the cameraman, he goes through a table. That scared me shitless.
Oh no! Our camera got Nathan!
I was looking up at Dylan as he was climbing a ladder and I was like, oh man, this is not gonna be good.
We're on the opposite side of the booth and it didn't look good.
I was sitting front row and I thought honestly he was dead.
And then you had Jeremy come over, you know, raising the X and everything like that, and I ran over there.
I didn't know that the The refs throwing up the X meant, get your ass out here, it's serious. It scared the hell out of me.
As a professional wrestler, you see blood and you're like, man, I got cool color.
There was an old lady saying, y'all better mop up that blood. Make sure to mop up that blood, it's gonna stain the floors.
And we're all just making sure he's okay, and he wants to make sure everyone got paid. And
Gary, yeah, come here. Just want to go on record that here at Southern Honor Wrestling, it's real.
Lindsay, you gotta get to the hospital?
So they're going to the hospital and Dylan FaceTimes me just to check in to see if I'm okay. And I'm like looking at him, laughing at him on FaceTime. I'm like, you're asking me if I'm okay? Bro, look at you.
We take him to the hospital. I go see him in the hospital and you hear his brain swelling. And I literally thought Southern Honor was probably done. Had it been anybody but Dylan, I don't know that we would have. Dylan just rolled with it like it was no big deal.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Did it look good? You know?
This is the Steve Austin Show.
Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yo, my boy Dylan, who's been with me forever, and dude, he did one stupid bump the other night. Southern Honor Wrestling. These guys, I went to the first show and crowd was white hot.
Tonight is her first time, and she's gonna wear an SHW shirt.
That's what we do, man. We make new fans. Everybody kept saying month after month, this will be the month they fall.
Kevin throws Ashton into the front row and he's crawling over our laps and he's telling people, get out of the way.
Oh, look out, look out. Oh, somersault into the crowd.
So they just crashed right through that thing.
One of the first storylines was the creation of the new era.
Oh, and a low blow. Is that Danny Jordan? No way.
When she takes her mask off, the crowd absolutely booed. They were heartbroken that Danny betrayed them.
Everybody's in the ring now, and they're jumping at you. And he's got his mercenary.
It was a really cool experience to have. Everybody always wants to be in that heel faction that takes over and runs roughshod over the promotion.
Everybody that was in it was super talented. We had Owen Knight, David Ali, Danny O'Shea at the beginning. The fact that we were kind of running that show was awesome.
The fact that I got garbage thrown at me and the rest of my friends and a whole trash can hit me in the face was pretty terrible. It was terrible, actually.
Here comes the trash can.
She just took it and just, I remember it like it was yesterday, the way it hit her head. It was just so funny.
And I don't mean to laugh, Danny, I apologize, I'm sorry, but it was,
What was the process of them walking over there like, I'm gonna do that. If that happens, I'm gonna just throw that.
We are the new era.
And she was furious and she was upset and she had every right to be furious and she had every right to be upset. And
I got hit in the head with a damn garbage can. I also got hit in the head with a full-ass bottle of something. I don't even know what it was. My forehead's all red, and your fans that you have here, because I know you have friends in the crowd, they suck. Everybody sucks. Somebody spit at me.
But I remember being backstage and telling her, I said, we'll make this right.
Danny missed bookings because of getting hit in the head with that trash can. And Gary paid her booking fee for the show that she missed.
Everyone was like, oh my God, Danny, your career is gonna skyrocket from here.
Gary had t-shirts printed, Danny Jordan is trash, with the big trash can on the front of it, and it was genius.
Everybody was buying Danny's trash t-shirts. People loved Danny Jordan.
And then the Mean Girl thing grew shortly after that, and that was like the spark of my fire from then on.
If you're on the other side of the building, you are standing up on your chair right now, is what I'm saying right now.
Whip right to that wall. Ow! There's absolutely no giving that wall.
For his big old head.
She hits this, it might be over. Oh! Right on the ring apron.
She's had a lot of great matches. I always love seeing women wrestle. It's really inspirational to see Danny wrestle.
She's just been the women's division of SHW.
She morphed into that mean girl, and to me, I don't know, she probably can't stand me, I don't really know, but for me, she holds a special place in my heart, and she's always got a home here at Southern Honor.
The one match that I really loved for the first year was the Lynch Mob versus Jungle Kings in Extreme Rules.
Pile driver off the side of the stage.
cage onto the table.
Flip.
Oh!
Like last month, our goal was to get 500 people, and we ended up getting 608. So hopefully we can even exceed that and keep raising the bar.
This buzz started to grow around the state, and it got to the point where, you know, Southern Honor was one of the places to be, if not the place to be.
We're caught up in this world of influencers on social media. I said, but the problem is when you get in the industry, you go find influencers in your industry. We went and found influencers outside of industry. Rich, Funeral Portrait.
Exactly.
Now they're getting their fans here.
So we got asked to perform at a Southern Honor show. At first we were like, yo, this is gonna be fun. You know, we'll play 2 songs and people will enjoy it.
We're the Funeral Portrait from right here in Atlanta, Georgia. This song goes out to Nathan's mom.
He's talking about you!
All of a sudden, the new era came out and they decided to take our drummer, Homer, and decided to just throw him through a table.
Stop this! No! Here goes O'Shea with a powerbomb! Oh no! Through a table!
And to top it all off, David Arquette was there.
I called Dylan an hour before and go, oh, by the way, David Arquette's going to be there.
David Arquette just showed up backstage.
I mean, the pop for that was pretty amazing.
What? Are you kidding me? What? It's David Arquette! Former WCW champion! Getting him! Are you serious? David Arquette got a cutter!
Is that David Arquette? Where did he come from?
The slogan, you never know who's going to show up, was very true.
ECW legend Stevie Richards is here at SHW!
Wait a second, who do we have here, GB?
Are you kidding me? Listen to this place! Jimmy Wang Yang! The legendary Jimmy Wang Yang is in the building! No way! When's the last time we've seen Jimmy Wang Yang?
The Rock and Roll Express making cameos.
Uh-oh, look out! What's this? Oh no! Oh my gosh! A Canadian destroyer! The destroyer!
It's crazy how much like the show's grown in such a short amount of time.
One of my favorite moments with him, where I knew he was really getting it. When I want something done, I want it done. And I want it done this way. He's been around me for damn close to 15 years now. I wanted to do something with Big Cass, and I wanted him to show up on his show and just kill the guys who were at the end. And he had this other idea, and I'm like, no, I want it done like this. And so I walked away, and then I came back in his office, and he said, you always told me, if you don't like an idea, come up with a better idea. You're telling me you won't listen to the idea? I said, okay, what's the idea? He told me, I go, you're right, that's a better idea.
Who's this? Who's this big man? Oh, big boots there from this big guy. Who is this? He's got a Yankee.
What? Are you kidding me? It's Kaz XL! Kaz XL is here at SHW!
I heard if you want to make a name for yourself, you come to Southern Honor.
That's something we can all agree on right there.
That's true. Just put everybody on f***ing notice in the wrestling industry. You laughed at Big Cass? Well, I'm coming for your motherfucking life.
I took my son to Southern Honor and he was losing his mind.
It's great.
Oh man,
You have to get
he was
lost in
going
it.
nuts. He was like, "Get him, punch him in the face." And I was like, "Who are you?"
And I have a buddy here, but I want to see what he thinks of Southern Honor Wrestling.
It's still rolling me, damn it!
I'm a true believer in doing the work and then letting the success speak for itself. A lot of other people don't like to do that. They like to get people excited and get them amped for what's about to come.
Everything that's happening here is changing the face of wrestling in Georgia, and it's all because of you guys. May 3rd, and we're going to pack 1,000 people in this building.
And sometimes I get too pumped up and I start feeding off the crowd, and I just announce, man, in 2 months we're gonna have 1,000 people here. Everyone thought we made that announcement because we knew we were gonna have Chris Jericho in the building. The reality is we had no clue if we were gonna have Chris Jericho in the building. He made a comment, he said, hey, there's a possibility that I wanna do this, and if I do this, I wanna do it at Southern Honor in May. What do you think about that? I couldn't wait for an answer from Chris.
So I was one of the guys that didn't think that SHW 1000 was gonna have 1,000 people. There's no way that these guys are gonna draw 1,000 people. I'm sorry, it just doesn't happen like that in Georgia.
I don't know, this is an independent promotion, not in the city. This is, you know, way up in Canton, and I just didn't see it.
They had to show up because there was something about the energy that was building, not only for the promotion on its own, but just in word of mouth about this was going to be a landmark show.
Anybody that knows Gary, they know that he can say a lot of things and a lot of kind of outlandish things, but when he said, we're gonna try to get 1,000, I wasn't that shocked by it. I thought, no, I think we can actually do that.
About 2 weeks out, Cody said that he would show up and that I could advertise him. We weren't sure that we were gonna be able to get 1,000 people, and Cody was like, I'll put my name out there just in case it gives it a little bit of a boost.
Then we find out that Kenny Omega is also coming.
We weren't sure, no confirmation. My whole family was here, my mom, my dad, my step-parents, they all came down. All my friends' parents were there. It was just a really big deal, and you just want to deliver.
The calm before the storm. 2 days until Southern Honor Wrestling makes history. Dylan, wave.
When I got there and I saw all the people, I'm like, shit.
Listen to this crowd, SHW Retaliation here in Canton, Georgia at the Action Building.
We told people that we were going to run 1,000 people for a show, and we ran 1,000 people for a show.
The one thing I will say about Southern Honor is they deliver.
And there he is, and there's Pharaoh, the most famous dog in all of pro wrestling. Cody Rhodes is here at SHW.
Well, to do Southern Honor as not only one of the elite AEW stops on the road, independent stops, but to do it as the final one, going into the original Double or Nothing, Southern Honor was always going to be on the list. It was solely social and YouTube content that drove us to 14,000 plus people in the MGM Grand for the fastest single day sellout in Las Vegas wrestling history. That production team responsible for Southern Honor, if we're talking specifically about Nathan and Dill Pickle here, how could we skip their own independent? You got to take care of the people who take care of you.
Cody is in a Southern Honor Wrestling ring right now at SHW Retaliation.
People forget that Southern Wrestling is the damn best wrestling.
Let's say that again.
So this record tonight, Southern Honor, none of it would have been possible. I want to bring him out to the ring. I want you guys to welcome him home. I mean, he is absolutely a true Georgia hero. Let's hear it for Dylan!
Listen to this place. This place is just erupted.
I wasn't really medically cleared to have a match, but you know what?
Do it anyway!
Yeah! I think you and me one-on-one.
Apparently the crowd wants to see it. Bring them out! There it is. From there, Sonny's mom just got a pinfall over the American Nightmare. Know what you're gonna see at SHW.
But I remember before the match happened, me, Shannon, and Mac, we had to pull everybody in the locker room and we told them, hey, like, this is what's gonna happen. We weren't allowed to say their names, so we just had to say, hey, there's gonna be this big star and this other big star here, and you guys have to do this, this, and that. Can you guys do that? And everybody just looked really confused.
In case, don't fuck this up, please. In case you don't know, the main is Mac, Alan, and Shannon.
That is me, not Shannon.
During that match, I need you all to be over there in that little hallway.
He was referring to him as babyface, big babyface.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So they know somebody's coming out.
Right. To be able to make history and to be in the main event of a show that actually hit 1,000 people. That was pretty cool. Well, that's something I will never forget.
And he's taking it. Casey Mack is taking it. How about that? Oh, the lights have gone out here. Not sure what's going on. Oh my God! You got it, Chris Jericho! Chris Jericho is here! The greatest of all time, the GOAT! What? Chris Jericho is here at Canton, Georgia! What is going on? Chris Jericho! With a steel chair!
The roof, literally, I thought we were going to have structural engineers to come in here to fix the place. People went crazy. I've never heard anything so loud in such a small environment.
People weren't even caring about the seats anymore. They were just trying to get a glimpse of the magic that was happening.
It was just such a surreal moment. It still doesn't feel real. Fun fact, I was the first person to ever take the Judas effect.
Yeah, I have been to many independent wrestling events, but I have never experienced a pop like this.
Nothing bigger than that's ever gonna happen here, you know? And so, fast forward a few minutes later.
And the lights come on and Omega's in the ring, and I've never heard a pop like that in my life.
He's in the ring! Oh my God! Omega! Oh my God! Kenny Omega! Oh man! Taking down Jericho! What am I seeing? These men are gonna face off May 25th at Double or Nothing, but they're here tonight at Southern Honor Wrestling in Canton, Georgia.
Holy shit, this is what we're part of. It was unlike anything I had ever experienced in our life.
Pandemonium personified.
Even I, someone that is not huge into wrestling, know those two names.
It was just surreal.
Look at that, it's like they split into two sides here. Listen to this crowd. Holy smokes.
2 words, holy and shit.
This is crazy. Everybody is stoked as hell.
Oh my God, I lost my mind.
Like, I can't believe that I got to be a part of that. And then attacking Kenny at the end, running on a little spot where he ended up giving me the one-winged angel was, at the time, highlight of my career.
You've got a big name like a Jericho or a Kenny coming in. Most wrestling companies would promote that, but Southern Honor Wrestling didn't do that, which says a lot about the company and the confidence of the moment.
The part that I like the best, no one knew that we were there, but you guys are run by the still drew that house, which is awesome. That just made me feel like the business in general.
No, that makes sense.
Southern Honor Wrestling, I'm telling you, hold your fort. The best is yet to come.
So I was the leader of the new era, went down and I beat Ashton Starr and Kevin Ryan in a triple threat match.
Big Man Kaiju, O'Shea Edwards. Oh, and he plants it with a big spine buster.
But winning the title, those guys telling me that I was good enough to be their main guy, to be on the front of the poster, that was special to me. But yeah, and then going into the street fight, I remember we really wanted to tear the house down.
That's because this is a it's already started. Casey Mack throws himself out. Oh, and he gets speared through the door.
The new era ends up turning on me at the end, and Mack ends up being their leader. I thought that was a really good story. It got over really well.
The storytelling told over time is what will bring in the long-term crowd and create your core fan base.
Slaps Corey Hollis. Brooklyn, I don't think this is a good idea. No, don't do this. No, no, no!
You know, other promotions can bash Southern Honor, but I'm sorry, it's like you don't rise to the top without getting some haters.
I really loved doing the War Games match. I thought that was awesome. And I remember just planning that, like looking at the 2 rings and seeing the cage. I was like, man, this is gonna be something really cool. And it was. I thought it was awesome. It ended up being my go-away match, but it was really fun.
Oh, no! Oh, my God! Oh, my God! He's not done with Corey Hollis. He is not done with Corey Hollis. Go for a huge. Oh! Oh! He's pinning Lee Johnson. Oh my God! Logan Creed has done it. Logan Creed is your new Southern Honor Wrestling champion here.
He's Logan Creed, and he's the toughest guy in this building, and he will whip anyone's ass.
He gave us some legitimacy, and the fact that he called us his home promotion, trusted Dylan's booking, and he trusted my promoting. And I burned a lot of bridges for Logan with the way I went about promoting, and he stood by us.
You know what? I almost feel like I live in the movie Groundhog Day. It's another month and another shit promotion trying to get their name off on Southern Honor, yet here we are.
It was extremely hard to maintain relationships, not just in the state, not just in the region, but the country as a whole, just because I was working with Gary. He rubbed so many people the wrong way that I had to not apologize, but kind of let people know, hey, that those are his beliefs.
I think the saving grace for Gary is the in-ring talent and Dylan.
You know, for as much as Gary is the monster super promoter, he does manage to navigate his lane well. He recognizes that Dylan's the guy who knows the wrestling, Gary's the guy who knows the promoting, and the two of them work very, very well together.
You know, sometimes when things work, they don't need an explanation. And Gary's good at what Gary does. I would never try to even compete with Gary. Gary wouldn't try to book a show. He'll have ideas that I'll turn down and tell him why they're dumb. Oh, don't put that in there.
I told someone the other day, what I do is easy, he makes this place happen.
The relationship with Gary and Dylan is great because if you go online and you see the banter back and forth, you would think that Gary's putting Dylan in a heart attack once a week.
The fact that Dylan would ask me over and over and over, hey, we've got a reputation now, we've got a following now, you can back up on stirring the pot. And I said, no, we're just getting started.
Every promoter had to step up their game. And I'm not gonna lie, I mean, Georgia Wrestling, Georgia Independent Wrestling, Gary has set the bar up here. He's gonna ruffle feathers. He's gonna talk shit. That's what gets Gary off, is messing with people.
There comes a time where you no longer have to tell people you're taking over because it's just obvious to everybody around.
But at the end of the day, we're better than anybody in the state treating it like a hobby.
It's almost like Southern Honor is leading the way and it's bringing all the other promotions with it. So we're all rising.
We won Promotion of the Year our first year.
What just happened? The match. And the new
oh my goodness.
Southern Honor champion.
Oh my God.
Corey Hollis.
Oh my God.
The Georgia Wrestling History Awards, this is entirely within the wrestling community. Those people are the ones nominating and voting on that.
I want you to blow the roof off this place for yourselves. Because of you guys, we swept all the Georgia awards in 2019.
Congrats on mediocrity for a full year. You guys were supposed to bring me in for a show, but you couldn't afford me. Shocker. Blame that on sunny days. Yeah, so whatever. I'm getting paid for this, right? I'm getting paid for this, right?
Yeah, before I came here, I hated wrestling. The love was gone, the luster was gone. They have created an atmosphere where I love wrestling again. So someone valuing my ideas and realizing, okay, Joe's actually pretty smart. Let me actually listen to him. I wasn't used to that. I felt like I was a superhero here. I felt like wrestling was alive and well, and all that bitter feeling, I didn't care anymore. Dylan brought back my love for wrestling, which at that point I thought was damn near impossible.
So Joe Black is without a doubt one of the biggest standouts in all of the Southern Honor locker room. He's humble, he's quiet, and he saves it all for the ring.
And Joe Black is their hero, and Joe Black is their wrestler. And no wrestler in Southern Honor can claim Southern Honor like Joe Black can. And then the feud with Huck started.
Everyone's scared to death of Huck, because you know he'd just slap you senseless and turn your teeth green with one palm.
Every moment that we've shared together comes to a head.
Get off of me!
Signed in my blood, Joe Black. He's going to jail.
I should have killed you!
He's going to jail.
So your blood that you signed a contract with is going to be the same blood I coat my hands with and wipe on my chest as war paint. January 10th, I kill William Huckabee. Savvy.
It's like when you go to watch a master and you all of a sudden get so caught up in it that you stop cheering and you just, the silence of the moment because you're taking in what you're watching.
Rage. Rage against the dying of the light.
Joe Black, man, like, I think I don't know how he hasn't signed anywhere yet. I think he's a great talent. I think his potential is just through the roof.
I think the best match that Southern Honor Wrestling ever had was Joe Black versus Huck in the dog collar match. That match was absolute brutality.
Oh! Takes him down hard on the regaper, and then when he landed, all of that came down right on his forehead. What is he about to do? Looks like he's maybe going for a package pile driver, perhaps. Oh, no. It is right on the exposed boards of the ring.
Oh my God.
What is, William Huckabee has gone crazy. Our security is out there trying to clear the fans out of the way. On the ring. These shots to the back of the head. Oh my God. And now they're, where did he get that green mist?
There was nothing more special than watching close to 500 people leave the building to watch that match.
And now this is going into the head of Joe Black. Oh no. He slams him. Look out. Oh. Almost. Did he spear him? Oh man, again. This is making everybody uncomfortable. Oh man. He just literally down across the windshield. And it's through the windshield. Look at it's a penitent. And that's it. And that's it. Ring the bell. That's it.
I wish I had something profound and poetic to say like I usually do. You know, I'm good at articulating in a very Shakespearean sonnet-esque way. I just got slammed through a table on the hood of the car. This dude tried to bludgeon me with a hammer. All I'm gonna say is, I'm the best damn unsigned wrestler in the world. And this year, hindsight is indeed 2020. I'll see you at the top soon, Bubba.
There's something about this place that brings the best out of everybody that steps through those curtains, and that's why I will forever be loyal to Southern Honor, and I will be here until the day I hang up my boots.
Oh! There it is! There it is! He tapped! Joe Black is your new Southern Honor champion!
We had crowned our first tag team champions.
But there's a frog splash on the top rope! What? No! Yes! He did it! Yes! Yes!
2020 started off good for me. I finally won the Southern Honor Championship in 2020.
If he gets himself disqualified, he won't lose the title. Here we go! 2, 3, Oh, he did it! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my God! Ashton Starr is the new SHW. We've got a new SHW champion!
That was so much fun for all of the 30 minutes I had it. That was awesome.
Whoa! That's it?
Like, finally, this year's going to be mine. COVID.
March, April, things started to shut down. I lost my job, lost Mania weekend bookings. That was like a huge thing for me. That was something that got me really depressed. I was drinking a lot of alcohol, which not a lot of people know about. And then I started to think back on my life and just look at where I was going and what I was doing, sitting in my room, drinking and being depressed and sad about not wrestling. And I was like, okay, well, time to make a change. And made a change for the better and started to improve my mental health as well. And then I lost my dad. And that was a huge hit for my mental health as well. So, sorry, I'm just getting a little choked up now because it's been about a year now. So we're gonna do this documentary and it's a year later.
We didn't know if this was honestly gonna be the end of SHW.
Ooh, I got chills. I haven't really thought about the pandemic and how it really has affected our lives. I mean, you know, as far as Southern Honor, like, not only was it affecting the boys that wanted to get in the ring and everything, like, I was creatively at a standstill. Like, I had so much in me, so much planned, so much I wanted to do.
We had fans that had bought tickets and the ticket company basically went bankrupt and wasn't refunding people's tickets. Then we tried to do an empty arena show, and the week of the empty arena show is when they completely shut down the state of Georgia.
It was just all gone. It really put in perspective that it can all be taken away, and one day none of this is gonna be here.
Then we went silent because, man, we thought we could keep the buzz going for 4 or 5 months. And then it went on to month 6 and month 7, and there's only so much content you can put out. And then they somewhat opened the state back up.
I knew we were gonna be one of the first shows to come back just because of my passion for wrestling and Gary's passion to not give a fuck.
Here we go, everybody. We are back. SHW. We are back. It's been nearly 6 months since me, B, Double Brandon Benefield, alongside GB Gerard Connor, and it's the 2nd annual Rumble Jack. Woo! Here we go.
We've been waiting for this night for 6 months, and I promise you, it's going to be absolutely insane as the landscape of SHW changes tonight.
Hands into the ring! Hands into the ring!
Homer Beer Hansen!
What?
Homer Beer Hansen! He just eliminated Carter Miller!
Hey, don't do this! No!
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! We were all glad to be back together, and it felt like one giant family reunion.
Man, it was such a relief to have a little bit of normalcy.
We talk about the fans being the most important part, and I think it got to a point where it just became cliche. We were just saying it. Now, I think we feel that. Everybody understands 100% how important the fans are.
So the fans didn't see me for a while, and that was because I was dealing with personal things. But once I finally came back, the reaction from everyone was incredible, and
What?
Wait a minute.
Mayday!
Wait.
No way! Listen to this crowd! The roof just came off for Danny Jordan. The real mean girl is back in Southern Honor Wrestling!
it was better than I could have asked for. It meant a lot. So I'm glad to be back. Still doing Southern Honor, and we're still here, and you know, even if I take a break, I'll always come back. Because it's my show.
I think more so I'm proud. I don't want to say we because I don't want to lump everyone together on this controversial statement by me, but we're not going to bend. We live in the land of the free, and we're going to run. And if people want to show up, they're going to show up. And to me, it was our big FU to everyone who was trying to shut down our country at that time. And so I was proud of how Southern Honor handled it during those times.
And now I'm here hosting my very own show, The Petty Party. Thank you. Okay, you're close, girl. Your name Susie? I'm gonna call you Susie. What is this? It's cold. Are you serious right now? You get this out of here. What's that, Lipton?
Did I just realize we can hear him on the mic?
Susie, everybody!
Thank you, Susie!
What? All I did was put down a chair.
Let's go, Susie! Let's go, Susie! Come on, Susie!
We weren't out here for the last thing. I know who's Susie. I watched the product. They're crazy.
Ashton, hi! Hi. So much.
No, it's gotta do the social distancing and everything.
I understand.
But it is good to see you.
It's good to see you.
If I don't win this, I don't know what's next for me.
You know, Ashton Starr getting the opportunity to be SHW champion, which we felt like he deserved that opportunity in the rematch. When it didn't turn out to be a win, we were all pretty sad.
I was trying to go up there and help cheer him up after he lost the championship.
Gotta wonder, had there been no Michael Judas here, could Ashton Starr right now once again be the SHW champion?
Showing their love for Ashton. Oh, no!
Wait a minute!
Ashton Starr just laid out Susie in the center of the ring. What did we just see?
One of those moments in SHW that made your jaw drop.
So, to enact my revenge.
Who is this? What's going on here? Oh my gosh, it's Susie with a kendo stick.
It was definitely one of those moments again in SHW where you went, holy cow, I don't believe that just happened, and it hooked us.
And Austin Towers interfering right when Owen Knight, pin attempt, look. No!
I am your savior.
When Dylan came to me and told me that David was going to have the title, I agreed with the decision 100%.
One of the thoughts that was going through my mind was, wow, I almost quit. That's something that you crave doing this. These people respect me.
I had seen David morph into an extraordinary wrestler.
I always felt like David was going to be a real star in the business because there was something about him, that drive, that was going to propel him into that spot.
He has become that heel that people hate.
Oh, come on, not this.
Wow. Jeez.
And more importantly, he's become that heel that has developed a cult following.
Listen to this crowd. Again, it's scary, GB. Some of this crowd, they're buying into this whole thing.
This is scary.
I'm proud that he's our champion.
Being a part of the new era was really cool, especially what ended up happening or how it came to a conclusion.
No one to interfere, no one to get in between our business.
I almost looked at David as a brother, almost.
I'm leaving out of the steel cage, the new Southern Honor champion.
From opening bell to end bell, it was just great, perfect.
Oh, look out! Whoa! There's a barbed wire bat immediately, but he missed.
Wow.
Man.
Oh, it's a big buckle bomb there.
Buckle bomb has him reeling.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, shades of the late great Brody Lee with that discus clothesline.
Yeah. But look at this!
Owen and David put on a really good match and a really good story overall. Like, I'm a sucker for a story.
Oh, no. Oh, Danny gets in the way. Look out. Oh, Danny there. Oh,
no.
Here's that bat right to the midsection. David, come on. She's the referee here.
This is ridiculous.
Oh, again.
And another cage shot.
Get out of the clock out. This is going to do it.
Oh, no. Oh, what? And could this be the... Look at this. Oh, super kick.
He can cover.
1, 2. Oh, wait. She's going to go look for a key.
I think she's going through Ali's jacket there. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
A big punt right across the forehead. Now he hooks a leg for good
1,
measure.
2. Oh,
and there it is.
God. It really started to cement the concept of David Ali as the savior and as the SHW champion.
Southern Honor, just being able to have those matches and to be able to perform in front of cameras like that, in front of a live audience. It made me grow as a wrestler by having to be able to control the emotions of 500 people.
He's really kind of taken, not just SHW, but I think the entire state of Georgia and the Southeast kind of by storm. And everybody's really noticed, finally, what we already knew at SHW, which was that David Ali is the real deal.
David Ali, motherfucker! This has turned into like a concert here.
This is full on a concert. What is going on?
Did you ever expect to see Huckabee singing along here? Who's singing? Hanson's singing, the crowd's singing, everybody! Come on! Ba, ba, ba. Oh my gosh! So good! So good! So good!
When the moment pops, you forget everything else, and wrestling is a moment business, okay? And right now, they're creating amazing moments.
Are you kidding me? Gary Lamb's been trying to sign Gunnar Miller for the better part of a year.
Over a year ago, my brother Chris, and now I'm coming back.
Oh, drop kick there. Drop kick there for Kyle Matthews. 1, 2. Oh my God, he got it! Look at that God! We have a new chance. Oh, we've seen this before. He's gonna fly. Look out! Oh no! Oh no! One more. Oh! Oh, the big man! Whoa, he broke the rope! The big man broke the ropes all the way up top.
Oh! Choke slam right there to the throat tags!
Oh my God! No! No! Oh my God! Oh, look out!
No!
Cannonball!
No!
Oh, look out!
Oh! Choke slam!
Heads up! Heads up! Oh! Oh, she's got her by the head. She just takes her down. Look at this! You've got to be kidding me!
It's about to be over.
Oh!
Look at that! And a big spear.
That Miller knocks it. Oh, you kidding me? Look at this!
I think the wrestlers, I think they appreciate what I do and they appreciate what I bring to the table. But I think the way I go about things also creates them a lot of headaches outside of Southern Honor. I don't know that they would go to war for me. They would go to war for Dylan.
SHW, I was the first and only show to ever take a chance on me. Dylan, he saw something in me, he believed in me, and he pushed me and gave me a very, very, very good start that is always going to be appreciated.
I remember meeting Dylan my 3rd week of training. I equate a lot of my heart to him. He tested me early on, making me think, hey, do you want this? He really made it a point when we would be on these long car trips. He got me booked.
See, that's the key to learning. You gotta have somebody that will push you. Dylan pushes his people to be better. He pushes them to be greater than they currently are.
Coming in and him helping me elevate as a performer and as a all-around talent, and actually for him to want to see me grow, want to see me become, you know, better than I was yesterday, so to speak, definitely means a lot to me.
Dylan's really good for the wrestling business. If it was all Dylan's in the wrestling business, we would be doing pretty good.
We've definitely come a long way, and it's really cool to kind of sit back and look. And I wish I could tell 2018 AC Mack, like, no, listen to Dylan. Listen to Dylan, he knows what he's talking about.
That's all I was trying to do.
I know, fuck you.
And if it wasn't for a promotion like this, developing young and upcoming talents that indeed will debut for AEW, we would not exist.
Because of the spot that we did at Southern Honor Wrestling, the spot that I specifically did with Kenny, when I got to have my match with Kenny on Dynamite, you know, he knew who I was, you know, so I completely give all that to Southern Honor Wrestling. So, you know, without that, maybe I wouldn't be signed. Who knows? I don't know.
Man, I'm a dream chaser. I'm a black sheep. I haven't had a real job my entire life. I want guys to go out and do their own thing. We want guys to come in here and go to the next level.
I take SHW really, really seriously because for Dylan taking a chance on me, I kind of owe it to him to like show up and not be, you know, half-ass shit.
I can honestly say my last match will be here, and I can be happy with the career that I've had just because Southern Honor is that special to me.
There's a community at Southern Honor. It's like family reunion among the fans when you see them.
You know, we'll get there a little early, we'll hang out in the parking lots, you know, we'll get hype, and then, you know, so we can go see our favorites.
There was an event that was happening at the Action Church, a concert that Jericho was at, along with me and Dylan, and this little girl walked up and saw Sunny Days, and she was so excited, and she asked if she can get a photo with her favorite wrestler, and Jericho ended up being the one taking the photo. And I just think that's the funniest thing ever. And I even saw Dylan sign a baby once.
What? Oh my gosh! This is so awesome! Oh my god!
I love coming here each month and having signs. Not only the wrestlers make you feel like you're a part of the show, but the other fans are also amazing.
Whatever it is that we do with without our fan base, it's nothing. So to the SHW faithful, thank you for your dedication to this product. Thank you for your dedication to the stars that have been created here.
Southern Honor has the best fan base in Georgia wrestling.
And there's community backstage.
You get to see these people once a month, but it feels like you're checking in on old friends, and everybody's just so excited to be around each other, and everybody's so excited to talk to each other.
Just to be able to walk around anywhere in that vast locker room and to be able to, you know, spark up a conversation and check in on people. And it's a family. It's a bigger family than you think, and it's a stronger family than you think. So
I just think it's a great home for our little misfit island of just freaks and rock and rollers and punk rockers of all, you know, walks of life. And I'm honored to be a part of it, and I'm a fan.
But let's be honest, the reason why Southern Honor Wrestling is still in existence and everybody knows about it is because Chris Jericho appeared there. The first indie show I've ever done in 23 years was with Southern Honor.
you have so many people like Ashton Starr, like Corey Hollis, whether you like him or not, David Ali. You have so many names that have been there since the beginning or almost the beginning who have grown and become larger than life to the point where you hear their name and you automatically think Southern Honor. We want people to remember what we're doing. And I think that's the biggest difference between Southern Honor and the other promotions around the time.
It was a paradigm shift. It's just so many people had so many things to say. They come in, they feel the same thing I felt, and then now they're like, I get it, I understand it.
The Gary Lamb that I know behind the scenes of the wrestling show, Gary's a good guy. He's got a damn good thing going here.
Southern Honor Wrestling is excellent for the Georgia wrestling scene.
You know, wrestling matches are one thing. That show becomes a moment that fan will relive many times and hopefully hold him dear to his heart. That's what a great show does.
We can go see a wrestling show anywhere, but we have to come to Canton to see the spectacle that is Southern Honor.
I've always told everybody, it's not about who you know or who knows you. It's about who's willing to say they know you, who's willing to put their name on the line for you. And the reason why I'm willing to put my name out there right from the very beginning, because I knew the guys who were putting the work in. And I knew they were very, very, very passionate about the product. And that's why I continue to give them my seal of approval.
What started off as a vision became validation through hard work, blood, sweat, tears, love, passion, family. We created something special, but it started with people believing in me. Ever since I was a kid, I said, dream it, believe in it, and then live it. So many things that have happened in my life that you could write on paper and it would read as a book. And Southern Honor is just another chapter. So every month, the product that we leave in the ring is my thank you.
You guys are great. The boys in the back are great. And as long as there's a them and there's a you, there will always be an SHW.
I would say that I hope 3 years in, we've somewhat earned your respect. But if we haven't, we don't give a shit.
Gotta raise a little hell.
But oh God, I can't watch. Nathan!
Oh, he's one of the greatest Oh, man, now Nathan has been skewered just like Danny Only.
This is not good.
I'm Gary Lamb.
I'm Gary Lamb. You put Canton's number? Yo.
Canton.
I can't wear this piece of shit.
Young blood came to start a riot. Don't care what your own man say. Young blood, heaven hate a sinner, but we gon' raise hell anyway. Raise hell. Yeah. Raise hell.
Always good to see you.
Yeah, man, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
See you, Gary.
What the?
Later.
What the hell?
think Sunny Days is a piece of shit.